Hi, my name is Nefer TiTi, and you are tuned in to Naughty Hair Channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this beautiful, amazing, luscious boho new lock tutorial. I've got my hair going past my butt, hitting around the back of my knees, and if I do say so myself, this is the best and easiest boho new lock tutorial on YouTube to date. I'm so happy to share this technique with you guys, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you guys can stay updated on all things naughty hair. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Right off the bat, you guys can see that I have my hair sectioned in five. Excuse me. I have my hair sectioned off in 5 big braids, and now I'm going to be parting my hair from ear to ear. And I like to make sure that my parts are nice and clean, as clean as I can get them. I know most YouTubers, mainly hair gurus or whatever you want to call them, always saying, oh, it doesn't matter, I just part it however I like. But to me, it really matters. I like for a very clean look. So that's the look that I'm going for, and I'm making sure to do my parts nice and clean. So I've sectioned off my hair, and I'm working with this vertical row, and as you guys can see, I'm going to be parting my hair in medium to large size boxes. This size to me is medium to large. This may be a large to someone else, but to me, this is medium to large. And I'm going to be 2-strand twisting my hair all over my head. But as you guys can see, this tutorial is very, very in-depth, and I like to get down to the nitty-gritty, so you guys might as well have gone and got yourself a glass of wine, a mug of coffee, a glass of water, because we're going to be here for a while, because I really want you guys to understand how I achieve that amazing style. So I'm making sure that my part is clean cut. And before I twist my hair, I go ahead and detangle and add some Murray's beeswax. I just want to do a little sidebar for a second, actually, and talk about that beeswax. I no longer use products with synthetic ingredients, harmful synthetic ingredients, and that Murray's beeswax is on the list. I no longer use that beeswax because it has synthetic fragrance, otherwise known as parfum. It irritates the lungs, and it is made from ingredients that I'd rather not have in my system, like different chemicals and secretions from the beaver gland tail, the butt of the beaver gland. Honestly, that's what it is. So we're gonna move on to the front of my hair, and the front of my hair is pretty tricky. I don't know if your hair is like this, but the front of my hair is mostly baby hairs. So I can really only get 2 locks out of the front of my hair, because that middle portion that you guys see there, it's not damaged. That's just how my hair is at the front of my hair. I'm not too sure why. It's always grown like that. I mainly just have baby hairs there. So there's a little section where longer hairs don't grow. So if your hair is not like that, you don't have to worry about it. You can just create your rows with no problem. But for me, I have to do a little bit of magic. And just to mention, if you see how luscious and shiny and soft my hair looks in this video, I do have a whole hair care video of my preparation routine for protective styles here on my channel, and I'd love it if you guys check it out. It definitely would help with understanding how to protect your real hair under your protective style, to make sure that it's a real protective style and not just a hairstyle. So right here, I'm just going ahead and taking my beeswax, and I'm applying it to my hair and twisting my hair down And this is how I handle that pesky, tricky, well, it's not pesky, I love my baby hairs. This is how I handle that tricky little area there on the top of my head. So that area is only going to get, I think, three locks. And you know, I just want to mention this video is really a awareness video, because honestly, this has been, how long has it been? It's been quite a few months since I last put in a protective style, mainly because a lot of the hair that I've bought for my protective styles, I was planning on using it, and I can no longer use it now, because guess what? It's made out of Canon. And what is Canon? It is synthetic acrylic fibers. And the sad part about that is when I actually researched that, all along, of course, you know, the synthetic hair is plastic, but I didn't know that it was actually bad for you and damaging for you, especially when exposed to heat. And what do us black girls love to do? We love to dunk our synthetic braids in some hot water and in fire. We like to light it on fire a little bit, you know, to seal the ends. But it's very damaging to our lungs, and it is bad for the environment, and it essentially is a poison. It's definitely a toxin. And this is something that you guys can look up. I will have my sources linked below in this video, because it's really a heartbreaker. You know, it's definitely something that you don't want to hear, but it's something that when you do hear it, you can't unhear it. So as much as I love doing my little synthetic fake hair braids, I've stopped. After doing this style, I've stopped. And yes, boho locks in general don't require you to set anything on fire or dip anything, but the fact that that can happen in general, I'm just going to stay clear of it, because that's the facts that we know right now. God knows what we'll find out later on. And actually, from what I'm learning, the acrylic synthetic fibers that make up the Canon hair that we love to use so much, the Canon hair that is dyed, whether it's dyed black, red, whatever color, the dye that is used on the hair is actually a carcinogen to humans. So that is a red flag for me. And I said to myself, I am happy just using the hair on my head for right now until I can afford to buy some human hair. You know, any other protective styles that you may see me do on my channel, I'll probably be doing a sew-in. We'll probably laugh together, because I've never had a sew-in and I've never done one, and I'll be trying to do one myself for the first time. But yeah, so let's get back to the video. I've gotten off my soapbox. Let's get back to the video. So I am doing I will call it a double part. So I want to be able to have a part on the side and also have a middle part. So I'm making sure I part, it's not directly down the middle of my head, but I'm basically giving myself a middle part. You can see that I have a section that's like a little mini mohawk in the middle of my head, and I'm going to use that for my middle part and my slight side part, and I'm making sure it's as clean and straight as possible. I want it as straight as an arrow. That's how I love my parts. I don't like any, I just can't stand whenever parts aren't clean. I hate it with a passion. So I'm making sure that my part is very clean. It's not hard to do at all. It just, like I always say, if you're going to be doing your hair, you need to be able to have time to yourself and really take out time to pamper yourself. Don't do your hair when you're rushing or anything like that, because you're going to end up messing something up. I was doing my hair like in the middle of the night. So I am going to section off that hair and clip it away, and let's start with the front. And we're going to part a perfect square, and again, I'm using that beeswax to lubricate and protect my hair under these locks. And I'm telling you, it worked like a dream. I absolutely love beeswax under protective styles. Like I said, the beeswax that I showed you guys, the Murray's beeswax, no longer using that beeswax because it has fragrance in it. That's pretty much what I'm doing all around my head. I'm just sectioning my hair, and I'm doing very loose twists all around my head. So you guys can pretty much get a understanding of what I'm doing here. Like I said, I always want it to be very in-depth. My makeup videos, my hair videos are very in-depth, and because I want you all to understand what's happening here. It's very, very simple. So I'm just plaiting all around my head, and I'm showing you the back of my hair. I have a nice clean part back there, and I'm gonna do the same thing at the back of my hair like how I did in the front. And now for the good part. So you guys can see I've went to work on my hair. Like, I only have, I think, 2 left, and I'm gonna demonstrate here what I've done to get this amazing style. So again, I am applying more of the beeswax, starting at the ends of my hair and moving up to the base and making sure to smooth that through really nicely. I'm gonna split my hair into 2 and then into 3, but before I do that, I'm going to detangle my hair with my tangle teaser. I got that from the dollar store, and it works amazingly. I just really want my hair to be nice and smooth, because when I take out my hair, I don't want to have to worry about any knots. So like I said, I'm going to split my hair into 3, and I'm going to take one of the strands. You can take whatever strand you prefer and loop the dreadlock onto the hair. The top of the dreadlock opens, and I'm going to open it up and loop it onto my hair and pull it to the root of my scalp. Now I'm going to take the second strand and the third strand and start a plait. I'm going to 3-strand braid my hair all the way down. I'm going to make sure I get a really nice tight plait. You don't have to make it tight at the root, but you definitely want to make sure your plait going towards the end of your hair is nice and tight. This is not a tension hairstyle. I don't want anybody in the comment section complaining that their head is hurting. This is a non-tension style. So now that I've totally braided my hair down, I'm going to start 2-strand twisting my hair because it just makes it easier for unraveling purposes. So now I'm going to take that lock and we're going to twist it in the opposite direction to open up the lock. And let's get in really close. So we're going to twist in the opposite direction to open up the lock. Then we're going to take that lock that's open and wrap it around our braid. And we're going to hold our braid tightly and continue wrapping. It is a must that you hold that braid tightly. And it's super easy. This is something that you could probably teach your 8-year-old to do. Okay? Like, that's how easy this is. So I'm giving you a different angle now. You're going to open up that lock, and now you're going to wrap. And it's super easy. I do recommend giving yourself some leeway of at least 2 locks to practice with. And if it unravels and it gets matted and messed up, you know, you have the rest of the pack to do, and you've just used 2 or 3 locks to kind of get the hang of it with. But trust me, you're probably going to need only 1 lock to practice with, because this thing is so simple. You'll definitely get it after trying it once or twice. So now I'm giving a wider shot so you all can see what it looks like. And it's super simple. It's super simple. And then once you get down to the ending, you're just going to palm roll. And now I'm extending my lock. And at the end of the initial lock, I've opened up the bottom, and I was left with 2 strands of hair. And now I'm going to open up my second lock at the top and get my little loop going. See that there? My little loop. And now I'm going to loop that onto one of the strands, and now I'm going to tie maybe like 4 knots, as many knots as you feel comfortable with. You don't have to tie exactly 4, as many knots as you feel comfortable with, that the hair is not going to slip off. Okay, so let's do 1 knot, let's do another. And some women at this point, they recommend gluing the stray hairs to the lock, but I do not recommend doing that because glue has fumes, and I'm not trying to introduce any more chemicals into this equation. So what I did was just twist it down. I twisted the hair down the lock, and I took the other strand and I twisted it up the lock. No, I twisted it down the lock, excuse me. So yeah, I'm just going to take both of those strands and twist it down the lock, and then palm roll, and it works like a dream. It looks amazing, and it's super seamless, and that's how you get those extra long bohemian style knee length locks. And let's do it all over again. So we're going to start off with the beeswax, and we're going to coat that at the ends of our hair and work our way up. And we're going to go ahead and detangle the hair to make sure that it's nice and smooth before we start our lock attachment. And we're going to go ahead and open up the loop right there. We're going to open it up, and we're going to slide it onto one of our separated pieces of hair. We're going to separate our hair into 3 strands, and you're going to choose which strand you want to loop your lock onto. And now you're going to begin plaiting your hair down, which is 3-strand braiding your hair down. You're going to 3-strand braid your hair down to a nice point. I would say about 3 inches, but obviously it depends on how long your hair is. For my hair, I braid down for about 3 inches, then start with a 2-strand twist. And I do that because it just makes it easier for me to remove the hairstyle. And for your lock, you're just going to want to remember that you do want to wrap your lock nice and tight, because you don't want it to unravel later on in a few days. So we're going to unravel the lock, and then we're going to wrap it around your braid nice and firm and tightly. You're going to want to grab hold to that braid. I like to wrap the braid around my finger because my hair is quite long, so it can start to feel a little loose if I just let it hang. So I like to wrap my braid around my finger to keep it nice and tight and continue wrapping the lock. So we're nearing the end of this video, and I just want to thank you guys for spending this time with me and taking out this time to watch my tutorial on how to do very long, luscious, beautiful boho locks. I really appreciate it, and I will appreciate it even more if you guys share my video and give me a thumbs up, and go ahead and comment you know, your thoughts on this hairstyle, and maybe if you've tried this hairstyle in the comment section. And yeah, I appreciate it, and stay blessed and stay beautiful. You said at least it was worth a try. At least it was worth a try. At least it was worth a try. Are you dry from your place? Miss your lips.